Today, we're going to be talking to you guys about Doginals. Doginals. We're going to show you guys how these things are going to do a 1000x, and we're going to show you guys how to position yourself accordingly. There's a couple things you guys need to know. We're going to show you guys how to inscribe, how to buy, and how to sell, buy, sell. I don't know if you can read it, but yeah, we're just going to show you guys about Doginals, and then I'm going to give you guys my thesis on why these are going to do 1000x and just like kill it this bull run. But first off, if you guys are new to Drake on Digital, I talk all things crypto, DeFi, NFTs, airdrops, you name it. I try to talk about trends before they actually even become a trend. So if that's your cup of tea and that's what you guys like, you guys can drop a like, subscribe to the channel, tell me where you guys are watching from, and let's go ahead and get started. First things first is, what is my simple thesis on Doginals and DRC20s and why they're set to do a 1000x this bull run? Point number one is that it's a fair mint. So everyone is getting on the ground floor. There's no VCs, there's no early funding, there's no pre-sale, there's no KOL round, there's no, hey, this influencer got this token, they're shilling the bag and then they're dumping on everyone. No, this is a fair mint. Everyone's literally got to mint it from the blockchain. I'll show you guys how to mint it yourself as well later in this video. And I'll also show you guys right now, there is a 1000x mint. You can literally mint right now. And I'll even show you the current mint right now that is probably going to do 1000x. Could it go to 0? Yeah, probably. Could it do a 10x? Highly likely. Could it do 1000x? For sure. It could do any of that, but it's a good risk to reward in my opinion, but I'll share with you guys later in the video. Point number two, investors currently on Bitcoin are going to get fed up with the fees, just like ETH users did in 2020, and they rotated into Binance Smart Chain and Polygon. Trust me, the same junk is going to occur here. Come on, come on. Let me take you on a journey. Let's go to the mempool, see what's going on. All right, so let's go ahead and pick a random block. This is 820, 930. It's just some random block on Bitcoin. And you can see here, the current fees on here were $4.30. You're probably thinking, well, that's not that much, Drake. That's literally just to send your Bitcoin. So if you're trying to send $10 to someone, it's going to cost you $4.30. Now, if you're going to inscribe a ordinal or inscribe a BRC20, it's going to cost you significantly more than that, depending on how much data is in that transaction. This block right here, this guy paid $1,500 to do whatever he was doing. I don't know what he was doing, but it must have been important for him to pay $1,500 in fees. Anyways, let's go ahead and pick a different block just to show you what's going on, to show you what the average is. Let's go to 821,750. I don't know. It's just a number I pulled out of my buns. 197. So this fee is $11.35 to send some Bitcoin. So if you're trying to send $10 in Bitcoin, it's going to cost you $11 to do that. What a deal. But if you take a look at some of these different transactions, this guy paid $603 to do what, I don't know what this man was doing. 237. This man did 858. All I can say is burn them fees, baby. Now, currently, the fees are only 10 sats per VByte, but this is just this week. It's normally on average between 30 to 60 sats per VByte. Currently, these are okay fees, and you can see here this guy's happy paying $124 doing whatever he is doing, and it costs 80 cents to send a transaction. So this guy took advantage and was like, I'm doing something intense and I'm going to spend $467. This is on a Sunday night when everyone is watching March Madness. Well, not March Madness yet, but everyone's watching basketball. And 2 weeks ago, they were watching the Super Bowl. All I'm trying to say is when it gets around in the bull run, this thing is going to go nuts and ham like it was literally last week and a few weeks ago. Especially around the halvening, as people are trying to inscribe all these special blocks. Oh, it's the Bitcoin halvening block. It's going to be congested here, and people are going to want cheap fees. The same concept goes on Ethereum. When it gets expensive, people rotate. Point number two, they're going to get fed up with the fees. It may not seem like it now, But I'm telling you, it's going to be a thing. We don't chase the trends here. We predict the trends. Third, Doge is the top meme coin. And when retail comes back into crypto, that's what they're going to look for. If you go on the Google search results of Dogecoin versus Bitcoin, Dogecoin actually surpassed the search results of Bitcoin several times. In fact, in 2021, Dogecoin was the number 4 search result on Google. Of all of 2021, it was Dogecoin. Like, come on now. Not even how to be a millionaire, crypto, Bitcoin, ETH. It was Dogecoin. So just putting that into perspective, it's basically the king of memes. And when people in retail come back into crypto, they're going to be like, I'm buying Doge. And once they learn about DRC20s and ordinals, they're going to be like, I'm buying DRC20s and ordinals. So fourth point is Dogecoin holders. These guys, they going to get antsy. And they're going to feel like they're going to need to do something with the idle Doge that they have. You know, do the DeFi stuff with DRC20s. And there are a couple of protocols on Doge, and there are some others that are building these interfaces as well as these protocols built around these coins for people to do stuff with them. Fifth is Doge is inflationary. Every year, every block, actually, there is new Doge being minted. DOGI, on the other hand, is a DRC20 that I would consider ultrasound deflationary Doge. The reason why I say that is there's only 21 million and there's only ever going to be 21 million or less. The reason I say less is because I know for sure that there were a bunch of people that minted Dogi several months ago and they lost their private keys, or they don't even remember that they had it and they can't even access it. What does that mean? It's basically burned. And then there's going to be a bunch of people in the future that are probably going to fat finger some stuff and accidentally sent Dogi into like cyberspace and gone forever, irretrievable. That's why it's called deflationary ultrasound Doge. Now, 6 is Dogecoiners can now get Doge NFTs instead of ETH NFTs. So all those NFT heads that love Dogecoin, instead of just spending all their ETH and whatnot, investing on Ethereum, they can now invest on Doge and buy some of the Doginals and DRC20s and play in their Doge game. 7 is there's no major exchanges for DRC20s yet. You don't want to buy stuff. I mean, you can if you want. There's just less upside and less liquidity to flow in. When you don't have any major exchanges listing these things, just wait till that happens. I want to show you guys an example chart of Ordi. Ordi, before Binance listed it back in November, this thing was at $5. And at its peak, where it topped out in January, literally a month later, it went to $92. That's basically almost a 18x on a multi-million dollar market cap or a multi-million cap token. This thing is currently like $2 billion. Dogi is like 50 million. Actually, it's like 42. Just putting things into perspective, and some of these DRC20s, they aren't even in a million cap. Some of them are only 100,000. So, I mean, if one of these goes to a 10 mil cap, like fractions of the billion cap on Ordi, I mean, dude, that's already 100x right there. Now, the next point is Grassroots Community. If you go out on Twitter and see what's up over there, there's a lot of people running organic DRC20 and ordinal or Doginal spaces, and they have a vibe for the community. There is a Grassroots Community out there. Just go look and see what's going on. That gives me really good vibes that, hey, look, this is going to be something in the future, especially when other people latch on and understand how this stuff works. That's why I'm making this video, so you guys can understand and play around with these DRC20s and ordinals. This is not the first time I'm making a Doginal video. Just making another one so you guys get the point. This is one of the narratives that I'm most bullish on for this bull run. It's DRC20s, BRC20s, and ordinals. It's literally the pinned tweet on my Twitter. Number 9 is Elon Musk. All this guy has to do is say Doge, and this thing just goes to the moon. Like, that's what Doge does. It just waits for Elon Musk to tweet, and no other coin has that effect. Elon literally owns Twitter. He is the biggest quote-unquote influencer on Twitter, and if he likes something, you better want to get involved with that. This is literally a meme coin, and if people are talking about it, it's going to go viral. And Elon Musk can make things go viral. He literally owns Twitter. Anyways, those are 9 points right there. Let's go and get into DRC20s, ordinals, and talk about this and show you guys how you can get a wallet, get set up, inscribe, and, you know, do the Dogecoin stuff. So first things first is we are going to create a wallet. You simply do this by going to open a wallet, create a new wallet, and you enter a password. I'm just going to do, I wonder if it lets me do 2 letters. Nope. All right, let's do password, guys. We're doing password. Okay, so we set our password, and that's our password. We now have a new wallet. You want to make sure you back this up and make sure these keys work. The keys that you get, you enter your password, you copy those keys down, and then you upload to another wallet to make sure it actually works and matches this before you send anything, just in case, to be on the safe side. Why do I say just in case? Because I've done this before, copied the seed phrase wrong, and I sent the Doge, or I sent funds there, and I reset my computer, and I got to do it all over, and my money's gone because my keys don't match up. Make sure they match up. Make sure they work. Lesson number 1. You have your wallet. You got your funds. Get some Doge on an exchange. You can go to Mexi, KuCoin, Binance, Coinbase, Robinhood. You can literally go to any exchange. Basically, every single exchange has Doge. Now you send some Doge to your wallet. This address that you got right there, you're going to send it to this address. Well, not my address, but your address. You send the Doge to this wallet. Once you got some Doge in your wallet, you're ready to have some fun. Keep in mind, Dogecoin or Doge chain is a UTXO based chain. So for these transactions to go through, you either have to have multiple UTXOs or you just have to wait. So if I wanted to buy some of this Dogi right here, I would need to have 2,100 Doge or 2,150 plus fees. So I'm going to need to have more. I'm going to need to have 2,211 plus gas. So let's just call it, we'll just call it 2,500 Doge, because why not? If I was going to buy this, I would hit confirm. It'll say confirm, buy this. And then that transaction would go into the mempool. Once it's in the mempool, I have to wait for that to confirm before I can buy something else, because I have to wait for that UTXO to come back to my wallet. As you have more and more transactions coming into your wallet, you are naturally going to get more UTXOs, so you can actually buy more lots of these tokens at a given time. If you still don't understand anything of what I just said right there, basically what you need to know is if you're buying this and you can't buy another one, that means you don't have enough UTXOs in your wallet. You can get more by sending more Doge to your wallet in multiple transactions and by buying more items over time. Doge is a chain that has, on average, 1 minute block times. So if you buy something and you're like, where's my money? What's going on? You're either stuck in the mempool or the block has not confirmed, or I guess that would be both. So you need to wait for that to confirm. Once it confirms, you will get to the Doge back in your wallet that you haven't spent, and you'll also get this inscription. Now, that's literally how you buy it. Now, if you wanted to sell it, it'll show up in your wallet. I'll show you what that looks like later, but I want to show you the Doginals first. Doginals, if you want to expand and see what all these collections are, you can scroll through and see what's up. You can filter based on volume, items, owners. Some things you want to look for is obviously more owners to items ratio. So you want to, if this is like 10,000 owners and 10,000 items, that means like there's one item for every single owner, which is typically a good thing. And you also want to look for a low inscription number. Like the ordinal mini Doges, these guys are as low as 14,000. Basically how this works is as people inscribe stuff, it only counts up. So the person who has the very first inscription is going to always be the very first inscription on Doge. So anyone who inscribes later, it goes in chronological order. They're going to have the next incremental number. So if my collection is number 1 through 100, anyone else who inscribes after me is going to start at 101 and even more. Hence why you go to something like Frank Cartel. These guys are actually like number 52 million, but that's their inscription number right there. And you can go and look at some of the other collections as well, like the Doginal dogs, and you can see the inscription counts. But again, the lower the inscription number is typically better, but it's not always the case. Community always surpasses inscription number. Inscription number is good. Like it'll always surpass, especially if you're in the lower count. but community is always going to be the best. The reason I say that is because if you don't have people talking about it and if you don't have a community around it, it ain't going to pump and it ain't going to do nothing. So that's kind of the ordinal collections. If you guys want to see which ordinals or Doginals and DRC20s I'm bullish on, there's a link in the description below to access the DigiSquad Discord. Basically share stuff I don't share on YouTube, as well as talk about the different projects that I'm bullish on. And yeah, of course, I got a full list of Doginals and DRC20s that I do like. So if you want access to that, links in the description below. But if you want to do your own research, which you should always do, go out there and search on Twitter, get in these groups, private groups, Discord groups, Telegram groups, and see what's going on. Research these tickers and see if they actually have a product. Some of these are actually doing something, like Woofy, we talked about in one of the other previous videos. These guys are trying to build a Uniswap on Doge. Are they successful? I don't know. I mean, do they have a website? Yeah, they got one, but they're still working on it. Could they rug pull? Of course. It's degen, but still, they are actually working on something. You also got Hub. These guys are working on a decentralized indexer on Doge, and they have like a little debank type website that you guys can access and actually enter your wallet address and see what's going on and see what you're holding. So it's pretty cool. Some of these guys are actually working on stuff. Then you got some others that are like a meme. Dbit, for example. This has a really strong community. This was a really slow mint out, and it has a pretty good holder base for what it is. Now, keep in mind with things like these, of course, these are meme coins, and they are going to be reflexive based on the community. So if the community is bull posting and going nuts and ham and doing its thing, it's going to do well. Now, when you're looking at these DRC20s, you also want to make sure you have a diversified holder base. If you go on this, and this is like a 70 mil cap, and you see one man owning 50 mil or 50% of the supply, look out below. The thing's going to get absolutely roasted, and the dude's probably going to dump on your head unless it's simply burned and vaporized and gone forever. There better be a reason why that one dude or that one wallet holds 50% of the supply. Now, one other thing you want to look for is the holder base. The holder base is not a tall tale sign, though. So like 45,000 holders, this is really good. However, it's really easy to sybil this. You literally just get a wallet list and you just send a bunch of tokens to different wallets. Doge is cheap, so it's really easy to sybil. So if you go on the holder base, you want to see this a bit more diversified. I like FIWB or FIWB, but if you see 45,000 holders and you can see here that the main like top 10 wallets hold like 20% of the supply, then obviously there's something that's like these guys just sent. Look, you can see here they sent one to each wallet. Like it's just a sybil farm, I guess you can call it. But keeping that in mind, it's still something. It costs 8 cents to send, or not even 8 cents. It costs like 4 cents to send to different wallets, obviously depending on the gas fees. But that is one of those things you want to look for. One of these right now that's minting that is either going to do a 1000x, 100x, or simply just go to 0 is going to be Win. Win has been slow minting out. This was like 20% a few days ago, and it had like 300 holders. It now has over 1,300 holders, and it's been a slow grind up. When it mints out, obviously we'll see. Yeah, Win, pun intended. Now, keep in mind, if you aren't running a Doge node, if you don't know what a Doge node is, you're not running one. But running a Doge node, it will allow you to inscribe these cheaper. If you don't run one, I'll show you guys in this video how to inscribe it. It does cost a little bit more using the different tools, so you won't be able to get on the ground floor like these Doge nodes. But sometimes you're able to pick up the price on the floor much cheaper than you can mint it for. So if you go to ordifind right here, this is where you would inscribe. It's ordifind.com, ordifind. This is where you're going to get your browser extension. This will say download wallet. You'll download the wallet and upload your keys from Dogi Market into this wallet over here. It won't be on the screen. It'll be in your extension. It'll show up. You can't see, but it'll show up at the top of the page, and you simply connect your wallet and you're ready to go gangbusters and inscribe. This is where you'd hit DRC20 and do Win. It'll auto-populate the information that you need, and then you would hit next, and boom, you are inscribing a bunch. I just automatically, by default, just did 10 of them. So as you can see here, repeat 10 times. You can do more if you want, but this allows you to only do up to 10 at a given time. Once you inscribe them, it'll send it out into cyberspace, and that's it. You'll pay the transaction. So you see here, when hit next, and you can see here it cost me 13 Doge, which is like $1.30, or not even. It's like $1 to inscribe all these different tokens. It costs a little more to inscribe it right now than it is to buy it on the open market. But once you have the tokens in your wallet, you're good to go. It's probably best to up the gas on this. That way you don't get roasted in the mempool. But in general, like unless you're running a node, it's probably best to simply just buy it on the floor. Now, if you don't see your tokens as soon as you inscribe them in your wallet, it's because you're either stuck in the mempool or you didn't use, I guess that's the same, or high enough gas. Just wait till the block confirms. If it doesn't confirm, go to bed, wake up, and maybe it'll confirm by then. If it still didn't confirm, sorry, bud, you're roasted. You're stuck in the mempool. You got to wait for that to clear up. Now, you got the tokens in your wallet. You got some fun. How do you sell these things? Well, let me show you an example. If we go to Oink and we want to sell these things, you'll have your balance right here. After it's confirmed, everything, all you do is you list Oink for sale. And if I wanted to sell all of my tokens, let's do 0.123456789 I can list it for that many for sale, and it'll list it on the market, and I will get some Doge in exchange if someone buys it. That's all you got to do is hit confirm. It'll send the transaction, list it on there, and that's it. So selling is actually relatively simple. Now for the ordinals and the collections, once you buy these also show up in your wallet as well. And the same thing with the Dogemaps. As for the Dogemaps, how those work, a new Dogemap is basically created every single block, which is like every minute. So think of it like Bitmap, but at a much faster pace. There's like over 5 million of these just based on the Dogecoin transactions, hence why they're so much cheaper. But you can grab a couple of Dogemaps, just have some of them. They get airdropped some different tokens from time to time. Same thing with having Dogi. They just get random airdrops from different projects for people trying to diversify their holder base, or just simply just doing a organic airdrop. But that's kind of a quick overview of Doginals and DRC20s and how to get started. So again, the tools you'll need is ordifind and doggy.market. If you guys want to do some research on which tokens you want to grab, you can go through the whole list and see the full list, and you can actually research these tickers on Twitter, get in some of the private groups, Discord groups, Telegram groups, see what's going on, and get a feel for the market. And again, if you want to see what I'm looking at and which ones I'm bullish on, you guys can join in the DigiSquad Discord in the link in the description below. But I'll leave the links for all this stuff. And one other thing, if you notice your transaction like not showing up, you can actually check this in the mempool. Once you go to your ordifind wallet, you can go to your history and you can click on your token. This plus 0.0001 or 001, this is basically the inscription coming into my wallet. If you just have this sending out, that's typically like you're still waiting on the inscription to come through. But you can click on this. Once you click on it, it will take you to the block explorer, and it'll either say confirmed, unconfirmed, but this is confirmed, so we're good to go. Now, once that's in, that means it's in your wallet, you're solid, and that's basically it right there. That just means it's in your wallet and you're good to do your thing. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I broke down how to buy, how to sell Doginals DRC20s, as well as how to inscribe. And I showed you guys how to find these different DRC20s and Doginals and do some research on it. And also showed you guys how to grab some win, potentially 1000x, or it could simply go to 0. But if you guys enjoyed that video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and let's go ahead and hit you guys with a wisdom one-liner. Proverbs chapter 18 verses 12. Before downfall, the heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor. Be good, be righteous, peace.